Hello everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Ship Shape. This week we're going to be talking about the Vanguard. Now the Vanguard is one of the premier deep space fighters and is manufactured by Aegis Dynamics. This ship is a powerhouse. It is very strong, very thick armor, and it also has great survivability, lots of room for fuel, lots of room for ammo. Because of all of these features and its power and the heavy armor, it does trade a little bit for maneuverability, but given that it can travel the distance of a star system without having to refuel, it's a pretty decent trade-off. For this reason, this ship is favored by the UEE Navy and lots of militias. For the past month or so, we've had one of our concept artists, Gurmukh, working on fleshing out the interior of this ship. In preparing for this episode, I reached out to ask him what some of his favorite aspects were of working on the Vanguard, some of the big challenges. And right away, he told me his two favorite things were working on the seats and the escape pods. Now, the chairs on this ship are actually really cool. They're kind of similar to the Retaliator, since they're both Aegis ships. But the unique thing about the seats on the Vanguard is that they slide into place in a really interesting way. Now, this ship is a two-seater, it happens for both of them. The first seat is the pilot, and the second is for the operator. The operator is stationed at the top of the ship, and they have access to the turret up there, any missile systems that might be equipped on the Vanguard at the time, and an advanced sensor suite. The advanced sensor suite is really helpful for detection. It would give the ship an advantage in an asteroid field, for example. Another interesting feature on the ship is the escape pod. Now, this is a heavily armored deep space escape pod located at the center of the ship. This escape pod can fit up to 2 people and has a variety of features for increased survivability, such as a radar system, hibernation pods, a very advanced life support system, and the ability to spoof a kill on the radars of many other ships. So, if you're in this escape pod to begin with, it gives you an increased chance of getting away from your enemies. One of my favorite features about the ship is the crawl spaces. There are a lot of crawl spaces back to where the engines are and where you can find a variety of other components, such as the coolers, power plants. This helps keep the ship not only kind of interesting and unique feeling as you move around it, but it also makes it very space efficient. Now, in speaking to Gurmukh, he mentioned that his least favorite part of working on the Vanguard was having to stop working on it. He said that this is one of his favorite ship interiors that he's worked on since he's been at Cloud Imperium because it was so creative. And there were also a lot of reference materials and ideas for what Aegis ships were going to look like, which made it really easy and less stressful to concept. He's excited, however, to be moving on to the variants. That's it for this week, guys. Thank you for joining me on Ship Shape. Back to you.